Hello everybody out there in YouTube land and weight loss surgery land. It's Terry and I'm here with another update. It's been a while since I've had an update and there's a good reason for that. I hope I'm not too depressing today, but I've had a situation that's come up. I've had some complications from my gastric bypass surgery and spent some time in the hospital. And so I want to talk a little bit about that and hopefully educate some people on what can happen. Not very probable, but something that could happen in your weight loss surgery journey. Kind of recap real quick. I had my weight loss surgery, gastric bypass, on April the 29th. I went through the stages of full liquids, then went into puree, and was actually starting to enjoy. After 2 weeks of puree, I was at the point on May what was that, May the 20th, I guess? No, May the, yeah, 1, 2, 3, May the 20th, I was on my first day of soft foods. And it was a cool day. I went downstairs after that afternoon and was kind of cool, and which is not unusual in our house because we had all the windows up the night before. It was cool that day, and so I just felt like it was kind of cold in the house. A little later, I finally decided that maybe there was something going on, so I thought I better take my temperature, and I did, and I had no fever, a normal temperature. My wife got home. I was talking to her about it. She was telling me that it was not cold in the house to her, and so I knew something was kind of up, and it got me a little worried. But in a little bit, I started feeling clammy, started feeling warm, as you do when you start getting a fever. So I got the thermometer, stuck it in my mouth. Sure enough, I had 102 fever. So we jumped in the car and took off for the ER, and got there, went into the exam room. They started testing me and doing all kinds of stuff, and they finally put me in for a CAT scan. They did a CAT scan, and it came back that I had a perforation in my pouch, in my stomach. So they admitted me to the hospital. That again was on the 20th, and the next morning I woke up to find that I was going to be on what's called TPN, total something nutrition. I would be NPO, so nothing to eat or drink, and so all my nutrition would be an IV. They put in a PICC line. It's a PICC line. If you don't know what that is, to kind of give you an idea, they basically kind of surgically go into a vein in your arm, and they run a tube all the way across to your heart. Basically, I think it's about an inch. My wife was a PICC nurse, so she knows a lot about this. I think she told me it was like around an inch or so from your heart where the tube ends. So all your fluids go in via that PICC line. So they started me on TPN and IV fluids and antibiotics. There are two options with the perforation. The perforation, by the way, is just a small leak, a small hole in the stomach, probably at the staple line, is where this one probably is. Anyways, there's a little bitty hole that was actually leaking, so when I would drink or I would eat or something would go into that pouch, there would be a little bit of it that would leak out into my abdomen. It finally caught up with me enough that it caused a bit of an infection, caused a fever. My fever came down pretty easily the next, or actually that night. I think after I was in the ER for a while, my fever broke. But certainly after they admitted me and I left my room, my fever broke, and the next day I was fine, feeling fine, and having the complications. But anyway, NPO with TPN, lipids every other day, and So I thought I would be in there for a couple of days and it would all heal up and we'd go home and blah, blah, blah. But that didn't happen. I was actually in the hospital for 2 weeks. And a week after they admitted me, so actually it happened on the 26th, I believe. On the 26th, they did another scan, another x-ray with contrast. Found that the perforation was healing. It was a lot better, but I needed some more time. So they made me stay for another week, promising me that I'd be there for another week. They were going to test me again, and even if unless it got worse or whatever, that even if I was not completely healed, I'd be able to go home. So the second week I was there and got some good news, bad news on when they ran the test again on June the 2nd, and that was that yes, my perforation was healing. It was a lot better. In fact, they felt like it was closed up, but there was some concern. They saw something that they were a little concerned about, and I needed to stay NPO and let it heal longer. So they sent me home the next day on home infusion. I still have the PICC line, as you saw, but I'm taking the TPN and my fluids all at home. And I've been on that for almost a week. I'm going to be tested again, hopefully in the next few days. I go back to the doctor tomorrow, and they'll let me know then. They'll set it up then when they're going to test me to see if it's healed enough that I can get off of the TPN, which would be a wonderful thing. So I've had 3 weeks without anything to eat or drink. Very dry mouth, so I apologize. I know it's affecting my voice. On this video, you may be able to tell it. I have a dry mouth. I'm sorry for that, but that's the way it is. So nothing to eat or drink. No meds, no food, no water, no nothing. Swab my mouth with a sponge with water on it to keep my mouth moist, and that's it. Everything else is going through the IV. So, kind of talking about that, I haven't been hungry. The TPN is very nutritious, so I haven't been hungry. I haven't, been like, oh man, I've got to have something. I've got to have something to eat. Hasn't been like that. Have I wanted to eat? Yeah, especially watch something on TV, watch diners, drive-ins, and dives, which is one of my favorite shows. And you see something that looks so good on there, and you're like, man, I'd like to have some of that. Yeah, I wanted to eat like that, but it hasn't been anything where I've been really, in dire straits and just killing me here, my gut, talking to me, anything like that. So it hasn't been anything like that. No pain. No, I haven't felt bad. I feel kind of weak. And I know that's just part of I'm just not hydrated enough. But I feel weak, but I don't feel bad. I feel good. I feel fine. I don't feel sick. I'm depressed. I'll be right up front about that. I'm depressed about all this. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. That's depressing enough. The good part about it was I was mobile. I was able to get up, walk around. I'd go outside. I would do whatever. I was able to work while I was in the hospital. My work is on a computer, so I was able to work while I was in the hospital. Worked the whole time. Able to work while I'm home. I haven't missed any work because of this, so that's been a good thing. But it is kind of depressing. It's depressing being at home from the standpoint of, I feel tired, not able to go and do things like I really want to do. Although I'm not homebound. The infusion at home has been 14 hours a day for the TPN, so it runs 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. So it's while I'm sleeping, mostly while I'm sleeping, and at night. So I sit and watch TV or whatever while I'm being infused. It's portable. It's in a on a backpack, so I can carry it around. So I'm not tied down, if you will. The fluids, that's 2 hours a day, and that's on a that's in a waist pack, a fanny pack, and so I'm not tied down to that. I can get around. We actually went Saturday. We took a little road trip, short road trip, just get out and get away for a while. Sunday, I was able to get outside and do some things and enjoy my wife while she enjoyed the pool. It was warm enough that we actually could use the pool. So that was the nice part about it. But just honestly, it's been, I'm pretty depressed. I'm ready for this to be over with. It's been it's been almost 4 weeks now. I counted up the other day, and it finally dawned on me that I haven't had a regular meal in almost 60 days, almost 2 months. When I started the pre-op diet and everything, again, I haven't had a regular meal since. Actually, I guess I could say April the 17th, I believe it was. Actually, the 15th or 14th. I haven't had a regular meal since April the 14th, and it's June the 8th. That just seems like a terribly long time not to be able to enjoy any kind of meal. It's going to be a while before I'll be able to enjoy a meal again. So it's not been fun, but I'm getting through it. It's been 3 weeks, and if I can get through these 3 weeks, I can get through the next week. If I go through another week of this, I can get through that. God's getting me through it. He's giving me the courage. He's giving me, I've been down at times and everything, and wondering if I would ever eat again, ever leave or do anything normally again, but I know that I will be able to. Now let's talk about another depressing fact. People who commented on Facebook and some of my friends, we've talked about this over the phone or whatever, people were saying, wow, you haven't had anything to eat or drink in all this time. You must really have lost a bunch of weight. You've got to have lost a bunch of weight. Well, no. TPN is the best nutrition you can get. It's balanced perfectly. And it gives you the calories, it gives you the fats, the sugars, the vitamins, everything that you need. And so, have I lost any weight? Yeah, I actually have lost 2 pounds in the 3 weeks that I've been on TPN. 2 pounds. And I kind of look at that as that's a good thing, because it could have gone the other way. I could have gained 2 pounds. I could have gained 10 pounds or whatever. So I'm not losing what I would like to have lost in the last 3 weeks, but by the same token, I'm not gaining anything back. So when I get off of this, I'll get back on track. I'll get back to losing weight again, and I'll get down to where I want to be. The bad part is that I was thinking, well, I should already be under 300 pounds, and I'm not, and that part's a little depressing. But I just want to kind of say that I don't want to depress you enough and make you think that this is going to happen to you. It's not something that's very likely to happen. It's not very probable. It's possible. So the main thing I want to say is, if you're considering weight loss surgery of any kind, gastric bypass, lap band, sleeve, or whatever, just understand that it is surgery, and you run the risk of having complications. So you need to be prepared for that. I was prepared for this. Yes, it was kind of surprising. Yes, I didn't think it was going to happen to me, but at the same time, I knew there were complications that can happen. I had prepared myself mentally, and I'm ready for this challenge, and I'm getting through it. It's not fun, but I'm going to get through it. So I just want to say, God bless all of y'all. Pray for me. Hopefully this will all be over with, and the next time I talk to you, I'm going to talk about how much more weight that I've lost. And hopefully hope to talk to you soon, and God bless you, and prayers your way, and talk to you later. Bye.